Dan Illman, Mike Beer taking a look at two stakes races at Gulfstream on Saturday. Both are for Florida-bred two-year-olds. This video will take a peek at race number 5. We throw up the field for the In Reality Stakes. This is a part of the Florida Stallion Series. We're going 1.16 miles on the dirt, and Ben Tornado's looking to sweep the series, Mike. He's a perfect 4 for 4 in his career. He's the horse to beat strictly on speed figures. He's got good early speed. Now we'll see if he wants to go 2 turns.
It's really the only question he has left to answer, at least against horses like this, Dan. Will the added distance and the extra turn of this race, will it get him beat? He's got about 3 lengths on Mattingly, who's probably going to be the second choice in here, and he's got several lengths on everybody else.
And as we throw up the Timeform US pace projector, he's likely to be in front after the first half mile, albeit in a race that could feature a fast pace that can help closers like the number 3 Braun, who's going to try to convert his okay synthetic form to dirt.
Yeah, it's okay synthetic form for sure. They did run him once on dirt so far, Dan, going a mile. He didn't run very well that day.
We'll start things off by talking about a maiden, the number 1 Secret Lover. This is a horse who's 0 for 6 in his career. He has not shown a lot of speed. 1.16 miles, a bit of a question mark for him, but he drew very, very well with the short run going into the first turn. Didn't get a ton of pace in his most recent maiden race, was able to get up for third. He's going to need to improve.
Yeah, we'll see if he can. He's got some distance, at least on the dam side of his pedigree, so that could help him. He's run against the morning line favorite this race twice, Dan. He hasn't gotten within 10 lengths of it.
Ben Tornato is the number 2. He beat 4 of these, as well as 2 other next out winners in the affirmed division of the Florida Sire Stakes. Here's Ben Tornato's performance. He was up and on the pace throughout. He really asserted himself entering the turn, and by now it's all over. Mattingly is down towards the inside, and he's pretty game to be second.
Yeah, he really is. He never stops trying in here. He just can't make up any ground on the big favorite in this race. Listen, this horse, it's not like he finishes super strong in here, Dan. So, maybe that'll open up some ideas to try to take a shot against him here as he stretches out again. But he's just really fast. He's probably going to be on the lead. He's better than these horses, at least as of right now. And even though he didn't finish strong in that one, Dan, I don't know if you agree with this. I thought that pace was pretty solid. I mean, this horse was moving right along on the lead in there.
No, it was certainly tested as well as fast, and Ben Tornado got the best of the pace rivals and was able to hold on. Like you, I didn't think he was really finishing up that great, but it might have been just simply a situation where he had to use a lot of energy early. We'll see if he has to go that fast in the early portion of this race. But if the pace is fast and Ben Tornado doesn't want 2 turns and this turns into a stamina contest, you get the feeling that the number 3 Braun wants distance. All 3 of his starts have come routing. These connections haven't even thought about sprinting this horse. He was a little bit green winning his debut on the synthetic. You mentioned the one dirt race. It was a wet track 1-turn mile. His most recent start was over synthetic in a stakes race. I didn't love that effort, but it was a race also that just didn't have a lot of pace and set up for him very well.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I mean, I get that there's a way to make a case for him in here, Dan, especially if this pace is fast, maybe able to sort of fall into his lap. The only dirt race, it was an open stakes race, but I don't think any of the horses that he faced that day are better than the favorite in this race. And I don't know if you have a different take on this. Did this horse do any running in there? I mean, he got bumped at the start. He's last at the top of the stretch. He passed a couple of tired horses at the end. To me, he did no running.
No, he's going to have to improve a lot, and the favorite's going to have to regress, and he's going to have to get a setup. Again, distance will be his friend. He'll be a price, obviously, in here. Lasso's the number 4, a horse that rallied from off the pace to win his career debut over a wet track sprinting at Gulfstream in the spring. That race prompted the connections to try the Saratoga Special, and he showed brief speed that day before tiring. His 2 subsequent starts against Ben Tornado have not been good. Both races came with blinkers. They're going to take him off here.
Yeah, and he was 90-1 in that last one. It didn't work out. I don't know. I remember actually liking his debut a little bit. I thought he did some good things winning that day, although that race came back super slow. And I'm not sure how much he's improved since then.
Mattingly is the number 5. The sources hit the board in all 5 lifetime starts, and we saw his most recent race. That was his dirt debut in the affirmed going 7 furlongs, and he tried hard to be second. He was no match for Ben Tornado. He has shown speed in the past. I wonder if they're going to try to take this race to the favorite early, but I have questions about his distance ability.
That was my issue with him too. I mean, I thought he ran fine last time. First time on dirt, it seemed like another step in the right direction for him. And it's not like he was losing ground at the end of the race. So there were things to like about that performance, Dan, but doesn't seem like he has much of a better pedigree to stretch out than the favorite does.
Seminole Chief, the number 6, was a dominant debut winner, going 5/8. But that race was at Finger Lakes over a wet track, and for all of his 8-length victory, he wound up 45-1 in the affirmed against Ben Tornado. He really didn't do much running. They're going to put blinkers on. I think this horse can settle into a good trip under Paco Lopez. We'll find out how good he is. Distance should be okay for him.
Yeah, he was one of the horses I wasn't that worried about him stretching out. And I know it was at Finger Lakes going 5, and maybe he beat nothing, but at least he has, a sort of a blowout victory on his card. Maybe they just got a little too tough with him last time, Dan. He's got that experience under his belt now, stretching out. I could use this horse somewhere.
The 7 Cajun Fool picked up his game in his most recent start. It was the addition of blinkers. It was a drop into a $75,000 maiden claimer sprinting at Keeneland. He's down on the inside in here. He's going to finish directly behind a horse that would come back and run second for a $100,000 tag at Churchill with a 67 Beyer speed figure. So he's a maiden. He's going to have to stretch out, but I think he's caught sort of the right field maybe to get some black type given the right trip.
Yeah, maybe. Although, listen, maybe he just didn't want to be downside in this race. I don't know. Other than that, this is a really good trip he got in this race. And he's not good enough against maiden claimers at over 50-1. Didn't instill a lot of confidence in this spot.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the In Reality, one of 2 stakes races for Florida. Bred or sired 2-year-olds are going to go with Ben Tornado. He's going to be odds on in this race, and there are questions. He's going to have to go 2 turns, but I think if he can get to the front, the short stretch will help him out. I think he gets through this, and then the waters start getting deeper.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm not sure. Again, I'm not sure how good this horse is. I didn't see any real reason to take a shot against him here.
You both have the same trifecta, 2, 5, and 6 in the In Reality at Gulfstream on opening Saturday. Good luck.